Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Dr. Ghost and today we're going to be going over some ranked stuff in this one. In particular, we're going to be talking about how to win, okay? A lot of people play ranked just going in there just to go in there, right? And a lot of people don't understand the point of ranked and what you guys need to be doing in ranked, okay? So really, your main goal in any game mode, but especially ranked, is to win. Okay, that's your #1 priority. Mainly because in order to rank up or progress through the season of ranked, you have to get wins. Okay, your goal in ranked is to get stars. All right, and then every star you get, that's basically a win. So if you get a win, you get a star. So I think the first level is 2 stars, and you go on to the next. I think it's another 2, and then 3, and then 2, something like that. So your goal is to get stars, aka getting wins, okay? That's how you progress through ranked. So you really need to be identifying what you need to be doing in your ships to win, okay? It depends on what your main class is. Like, for example, if you're a battleship, it's a little harder to win and have an influence on a game, mainly because you need your destroyers to spot for you. So particularly in this video here, I'm going to be covering destroyers, okay, and what you guys need to be doing as a destroyer. And I'll just say it right now, I think, in my opinion, destroyers are the most influential ship in the entire game in any given match, okay, other than aircraft carriers, of course, but there aren't aircraft carriers, at least in this season of ranked. So destroyers are the way to go. I'm currently playing the tier 6 American destroyer, the Farragut. This is a fantastic gunboat. It's got a lot of HP on my build, very good guns, reloads fast. And, you know, my build on my Farragut, I'm running Vincent Mordoff, which is basically a, like, pay-to-win version of William Halsey. He's a really good commander for gunboating, okay? And the build I've got is really helpful for hunting down other destroyers. As you guys could see in the center of my screen, I've got a little indicator. See that little indicator, the little white indicator? That shows me where the nearest ship is, okay? That's something that's really helpful. I'm keeping an eye on that, and I'm positioning accordingly just in case that enemy destroyer decides to pop up. So I'm really trying to pay attention to where I'm positioning here. Now notice I did flip the alpha cap. See, getting caps is very, very important, especially when you're trying to win a game. If you don't get caps, you're not going to win the freaking game. Remember, capture points gives points. And points is what ultimately can win games in the end. If you don't get the caps, if you decide to just go around and not do anything for your team, that can be very problematic later down the line. So getting the caps, contesting the caps, doing what you have to do to win is extremely important no matter what ship you're in. Now, not every game is going to be a win, right? Sometimes you're just going to get outplayed, or sometimes you're just going to have a really bad team. It happens. But when you are in especially a destroyer, or you're in a cruiser or whatever, you really need to be playing to the best of your ability, alright? You really need to, because you guys got to do what you got to do to win, you know what I mean? Especially in ranked. So, enemy Kamikaze gets spotted. He did just capture the Bravo cap. We did actually get him blipped up there. Now, there's his torpedoes. We do manage to spot those torpedoes for our team, so I'm really hoping that the battleships behind me can avoid those torpedoes. Now, we did send some torpedoes of our own into that Kamikaze smokescreen, but I don't think it'll matter because, well, he's either going to go right out of it or back up or whatever. And if you guys look at the kill feed there, the battleship behind me, the Derflinger, did just get dev struck by the Kamikaze's torpedoes, which is stupid because I spotted them for him. He should have been able to have enough time to get the hell out of the way, but of course he decided to eat every single one of them, so there you go. Now, what I'm trying to do here, guys, is I'm trying to do as much damage as I can to this New York. I'm trying to come out of the smoke screen just to see if I can get any spots on the destroyer, and it looks like to me that he is just chilling in a smoke screen, spamming torpedoes out every 30-something seconds, because that's what kamikazes do best. But in the meantime, we are keeping that, keeping his torpedoes spotted for our battleships, and that is ultimately going to really help our battleships be able to not take torpedoes from that kamikaze. We're getting those torpedoes spotted. We're not taking any ourselves. We're not sitting still. We're not basically making ourselves sitting duck. And really, guys, at the end of the day, it's all about positioning. It's all about putting yourself in between the enemy and your team to try to help support your team, right? Especially as a destroyer. Your job as a destroyer is to spot, it's to get those caps, and to hunt to hunt down other destroyers. Once you get the destroyers out of the game, whoever loses their destroyer is usually the team that's going to lose the game. Destroyers, like I said, guys, they have so much impact on the game in terms of just, you know, intelligence data, getting those spots, and getting those capture zones. They've got the lowest concealment in the game, so therefore they're really good at getting into those caps and controlling the points of a match. So really, guys, just play around with that. If you guys can, obviously, if you're playing a battleship, you really got to depend on your team to do the spotting for you, especially your destroyers. If you're playing a cruiser, you also got to really depend on the team to do the spotting for you. But sometimes you have to take matters into your own hands if you're a battleship, and you have to sometimes go out there and spot yourself. Sometimes you got to put yourself into a dangerous position just to spot for your team, or even a cruiser, right? Usually the chain of command goes for spotting. It's usually aircraft carriers are supposed to spot first, but there's no aircraft carriers, so it goes down to destroyers. Destroyers are supposed to spot. If there's no destroyers, then cruisers usually are the ones that should be going out there and spotting. And, well, if there's no cruisers, well, you're kind of shit out of luck. So just keeping an eye on the game, guys, positioning, and all of that stuff is so important. I can't emphasize that enough. Using your brain, guys, is what wins games. I can't express that enough, and I don't mean that to be rude or anything. I'm just trying to give you guys advice on how to win games. Now, that enemy kamikaze, we did just take him out because our twist and track was telling us he was going around the island, or something was going around the island. So we quickly got ourselves into a position to intercept that kamikaze and take him out. He is down. So basically, guys, we have the match to ourselves. That enemy kamikaze was the only person that could have torpedoed my battleships and really caused problems, and we did our job as a gunboat destroyer. We went out there and countered the hell out of that kamikaze. So that ultimately is going to set us up to win this match here. These battleships are very focused on dealing with my battleships. They're not even going to really shoot at me that much in this game. So I'm just going to be able to come around here, keep this Texas spotted, keep the Iron Duke spotted. He's behind the island right now, but I'm going to be able to come out here and just do whatever the hell I want because the enemy kamikaze has been dealt with. We did our job as a destroyer. We've got the cap. We can't move it. We can't move into Bravo, mainly because, well, there's a lot of ships around there, and it's going to take me too long to get into a position anyway. We have the points lead, so there's really no need to be super hyper-aggressive here. So I'm just kind of sailing around, and at this point, just farming off these battleships, trying to mainly get fires, because that would be freaking awesome. Now, that's about it, guys. Like I said, you know, that's how you win games. You really got to be using your brain, identifying what enemy ships are on the enemy team, and thinking about how you're going to counter those ships, and really just getting those caps, spotting for your battleships and for your team is ultimately what's going to help win the game. And killing the other destroyers, of course, as well. That is super important. So, yeah, guys, let me know in the comments below what you guys think of this video. I try to do these videos just to help out a little bit in your guys' gameplay. There's a lot of people that really struggle to get wins. And I will say it right now. If you want to get wins, gunboat destroyers are some of the best to play in ranked. Mainly because you can just counter the other destroyers, and it's really beneficial, not just for yourself, but for your team. You can spot, you can counter the other destroyers, you can get those caps, contest the caps, and really have a huge impact on the outcome of a battle in the end. So, yeah, I mean, that's it, guys. Battleships and cruisers struggle a little bit more because they depend on spotting, and they depend on, obviously, destroyers doing their job, and that's just not always the case. So, yeah, that's my advice for destroyers, though. If you're a battleship or a cruiser, you just kind of have to really hope that your destroyers do their job in this kind of in this ranked season, anyway. Now, at this point, the Iron Duke is the only ship left. We've got our battleships in the cap right now, and really, if I rush this Iron Duke down, it's not the end of the world. So that's what I'm going to go and do. I send one narrow spread of torpedoes at him, and I send another wide spread torpedo salvo at him as well. We've got our high caliber, we've got 60,000 damage. We've done pretty good up to this point in supporting our team and doing our job, and that I can't express enough, guys. Destroyers aren't that overpowered if you don't know how to play them, let me tell you. But just doing your job is the best thing you can do in the end. And this Iron Duke is going to eat pretty much all those torpedoes. Well, not all of them, but most of them, and it's enough to take him down. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of today's video. So yeah, a little bit of advice on destroyers in ranked, and just really how, you know, you should be playing your destroyers, especially in ranked. You know, they have so much impact on a battle in the end. But there we go. Shout out to the Nevada there in yeah, both of the Nevadas, really. They did pretty good. So nonetheless, everybody, I hope you all have a good one. And that's ranked. That's freaking ranked for you. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out. Stay healthy, as always.